All right, today's podcast, I didn't even want to post because I thought I was bringing Graham Stephan in to give me some good advice on YouTube, and he absolutely roasted this channel and our low viewership and everything about it. And I'm gonna post it anyway because I think it could benefit everyone else who's listening. On top of that, we also went in depth on all these different content creators. We talked about Trump. We talked about business, life, him married. He was even roasting his own guest recently on the Iced Coffee Hour. So it's gonna be an enjoyable episode for you guys. Let's hop into it. Now, what do you think would be most interesting about you though, that you think viewers?
Nothing. I don't make a good guest for a podcast. I'm being
my best.
I'm being
third best
because I'm talking to you, but people don't care about me. I'm going to be 100% like I'm not.
You care.
Yeah.
People care how you're doing.
Yeah.
They don't because there's nothing new I could share on this. You could get me to react to other things and I'll do great. But I tell you, if you ask about me, no one is going to care. It's going to be boring. And include this in there.
Yeah.
Like I'll give you a good podcast, but I don't want it to underperform because I know
the main thing.
Yeah.
Graham's whole thing is like, this needs to be a 1 of 10, dude.
Yeah.
We do it.
I'm not asking for. I want it like a 4.
It'll be a 8 of 10 if you make it about me.
Yeah, it really will. Like what Graham Stephan's doing, no one cares.
What about you selling everything?
No one cares. No one cares. Yes, because there's nothing else to talk about right now, man. I'm out of things to talk about, so it's like I'm gonna keep saying that.
Yeah,
because there's nothing new. Like, but I'm selling everything.
Like the most boring man on earth. Let's see what he's got going on.
You know what's so funny? You asked like, what's new? I'm like, there's nothing new. I'm home all day. I'm just like trying to figure out video topics. You could ask me the same thing like 2 years ago. It's the same. It's the same. There's nothing new. There's nothing.
All right.
My gosh, we don't know what we're gonna talk about. So your first, what are we gonna title thumbnail? I don't know. We're gonna film the whole thing.
You, dude.
See what's interesting.
This is why Graham has 5 million subscribers.
Yeah.
I'm feisty today,
Bro,
man. I have my
help us with
coffee.
this podcast. How do we get up to Iced Coffee Hour numbers? How do we do it?
I think you gotta have better guests.
Okay.
Damn.
You gotta have like newer, fresher content.
Okay.
And it, like I noticed that you have like repeating guests on.
Yep.
The thumbnails are not the best.
Okay.
Titles aren't really,
Let's
great.
let me break down the thumbnails, please.
Yeah.
You did that for me. It was so funny.
Let's do this, man.
Okay. So we need better guests. We need better titles and thumbnails.
Yeah.
Okay.
Better guess.
Okay.
Okay, but like, how many times should we post a week?
Once a week.
Oh.
Yeah, you're posting like maybe twice a week. So
Okay.
I'll tell you your problem. You have a weird, like really weird branding on your channel because it's like it's you, but then it's not you because you're also doing like podcasts.
Yeah.
And so like as a viewer, I have no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
And like it's strange because you have this video, AI is already replacing you. Here's how to get ahead of it.
Yep.
It sounds like an AI title. It sounds like that's like a ChatGPT sort of like someone put in a whole bunch of, and ChatGPT is like, oh, just put this there. But you have this weird video here mixed in with ex-mob boss, but that's a clip, then mixed in with the ultimate sales masterclass tricks you could use. Like it's the same, like just bad titles. The thumbnails could be improved. They're not awful.
Yeah. Okay. All
They're
right.
not awful.
There we go.
You're also, but what you're doing is filming and so much content, and then you're just throwing everything at the wall.
Yeah.
And like maybe one sticks, but there's no stress. It's just like, let's just loop everything together and just start throwing everything. So I think you need to be really curated about what you're doing.
Okay.
Like every podcast that we film is so well thought out. And even after we film it, we'll look through it and say, maybe this isn't that good. And then we just don't post it.
Really? How many do you
Yeah.
not post?
It's rare because we have debates all the time of like who we're going to have on the podcast, and we disagree. Sometimes I'm like, no, let's get this guest. And Jack's like, no, I don't think it's going to do well, and vice versa. So for all of us to come to an agreement on a guest is pretty significant. And then we'll do a lot of research on who the guest is. We turn down probably 90% of requests that we get to come on the podcast.
Dang.
So that when we film, like the amount of time we put in behind the scenes is so significant. Like Jack and I will probably spend separately, maybe 8 to 10 hours each. And then we come together and spend another few hours on the outline. So
Each with one episode.
yeah.
Okay.
So one guest, we'll call it 8 hours of research each. And usually that is me on a treadmill listening to podcasts, everything they've ever filmed. And then I'll write down questions to make sure
so
they
you're
don't.
listening to the guest on other shows.
Yeah.
And then just because Jack, you guys will be like, okay, maybe we'll interview this guy.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be like, let's go do some due diligence.
Correct.
Okay.
And then I come out with questions, Jack comes out with questions, and then we meet together and we compare our questions because we don't want to be influenced by the other person.
Yeah.
And then we'll go through together and figure out like, okay, what's the best hook? What's the best structure? And then sometimes we film it and just, it doesn't turn out good.
Yeah.
As much planning as we do. And we're just like, we're going to post something bad. And then all of a sudden it's going to impact performance. Like we have done this before where we've been on like a tear and every episode is like 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10. And then we're like, oh, this episode is okay. And we post it. It's a 10. And then all of a sudden our next video is a 10. And our next video is like a 9. And we're like, okay, what did we just lose from posting that video?
Yeah.
We lost way more than we gained by posting one.
Even if the next ones were bangers, you think that they lost some momentum.
Correct.
Yeah.
They'd never perform as well. And so like you have to play into the algorithm because if it's a business, you have to do what's in the best interest of just gaining viewership. And so that's like, you got to do really good episodes. So for me, it seems like you're indiscriminate on who's coming on your show and who's talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that
We do the
worries me.
exact opposite of what you just said.
Yeah.
So basically,
We got to change
I
it.
show up, Brian shows up, and there's a person there, and we find out.
We rip.
Okay, but that's reflected in your views. That's why you get 736 views. That's not worth your time.
Yeah.
You film for an hour and a half, and I guarantee you put slightly, let's say even 2 hours into this episode. Your time is worth so much more than that. And like even if you're advertising on the back end or whatever, like you would be better off just spending time with your family and saying like, I'm just better off not working.
Yeah.
I'm better off going out to lunch. Really, when you think about your time,
You're better off just spitting on the ground and calling it a day.
Yeah.
Sit on the toilet for 2 hours would make you more money than this. So to me, this is a ginormous waste of time unless you really take it seriously and dedicate like a lot of effort to this.
Yeah.
So you think two podcasts a week?
Personally, I say one.
He thinks one.
We do. So what we do now is 5 a month. And that's 4 episodes every Sunday. And then we'll do 1 extra midweek. And that we've done just because we're so overbooked. Like we had this recent issue. We've never had this issue before, but we were booked out for 2 months. So we had like 8 to 10 episodes in the pipeline that we needed to post. And the issue is that like the 8th episode will get dated by the time that we go live with it. So we're like, what do we do? Because the whole situation is going to change. So we have to release it early, but we already have other episodes. So we started doing 5 a month.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so 5 a month.
So for you guys, I would say 4.
Yeah.
I would say 4 great episodes every single week. Same time. We found that like
Same time. I've been saying that.
what do you guys do?
He does whenever. I post the
No.
same time Saturday at 6:30. That's when I post.
And that's why your channel's growing. And that's why your channel's doing so well.
Yeah.
And that's why
I gotta
you're
do
getting
time.
100,000 plus views.
So we got to do 1 time,
Yeah.
2 videos a week. What about title, thumbnails, and then booking guests?
Yeah.
I feel like that's our bottleneck right now.
Yeah. That's the hardest part is getting good guests.
Mm-hmm.
Because the inbound, like a lot of people say, oh, I want to come on your show. Or, hey, this new AI startup, this guy's changing the game. You're going to, we get so many of those, but nobody cares. So you have to think like, what does the audience want to see? Even this, I'm worried that people wouldn't care because you're like, I don't have a podcast. This doesn't apply to me. Maybe some people watching are entertained.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's the only reason they're sticking around right now is because like I'm like maybe cracking a few jokes here and there. So I'm hoping that we keep the retention high. But I just think like, what does the guest care about and what's going on right now in the world?
Yeah.
And so maybe it's real estate related.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's something stock market related. Or maybe it's like a cool money something or other. Like Chris Camillo was a big wild card for us because he had this channel called Dumb Money Live. One of my favorite channels. Like he got in the weeds with social arbitrage investing. But his channel, because they go live, doesn't get the momentum that like a posted, edited video would get. And so we had him on during a time when like Trump tariffs were kind of like spooking everybody. And we knew he would be the perfect guest. We posted him and it was one of our most viewed episodes.
Oh, wow.
And we posted him again a few months later, thinking like people loved it so much. Let's do it. Did just as well. And so I think we've now had him on 3 times. So
need to get
finding a guest where it's like timely in the market. And then what we do when we get a backlog, if we have, let's say 6 episodes, we have one about housing that, could be posted whenever. But if there's like a crazy housing stat that comes up in the news, we'll push something out and then post that instead.
So are you saying that most of what you do is news-based to catch on trends?
Trend-based, I would say. I'd say it's mostly trend-based. Like we tried to get Sophie Rain on the podcast when she was spatting with the governor wannabe of Florida. He wanted to put a sin tax on OnlyFans creators. And her and him get into it on Twitter, going back and forth, racking up a ton of views. So we reached out to try to get her on the podcast at the same time that the
drama's happening.
The drama's happening. We could capitalize on that.
Yeah. So you guys are very much watching culture and what's happening and trying to capitalize on what's happening in culture.
Exactly. And 2 other examples of this, Jack introduced me to Togi, who is like the game.
That is.
He's a funny guy.
Okay.
I never heard of him before either, but Jack was a big fan of Togi and started watching his content. Like the dude is crazy, but he's like blown up everywhere, gambling and like doing drugs and steroids.
He's like Steve Will Do It's cousin.
Okay, his cousin.
Yeah, he's probably a more intense Steve Will Do It.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's on the come up still, so he's willing to risk.
Still doing it.
Yeah.
But he's great. But we had him on at a time when he's just like making these crazy moves.
Yeah.
And so like that was a very timely episode for us. Or we had Kyle from Nelk at a time where he was having a little drama with Steve Will Do It.
Yeah.
And so we posted Kyle right after Steve Will Do It posted like this response video.
But, like having a guy like Kyle or any of these big guys, I mean, obviously you can time it and it's better, but like if you had him just period, it would probably perform well.
Chris Williamson had him on a while, I think about a year and change ago. And the episode did okay for Chris's channel. For us, our episode in the first week did more views than that did a year ago, just having him on. And some of that is trend based.
Right.
Like it just helps. Like objectively, people care more when they have a reason to watch someone or something.
So, well, let's talk about this though, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about trends and the original thing of being worth your time, right? And so for you guys, you make most of your money off AdSense and sponsors, right? So is it just like views are the end all be all to make it worth your time? Is that right?
No, because a lot of the sponsors really don't care how many views you get. I mean, obviously, if I'm getting like 10,000 views a video, the sponsors are going to come to me and say, Graham, what's going on?
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. But objectively, like it doesn't benefit me for the sponsors if the video, because like some of the videos, they'll get 1 million views, but the sponsor's not paying me anymore for that. It's just a flat fee.
Yeah,
so for me, it's really just about the better the video does, the better I feel, because it gives me the sense that I did something the audience wants to see and likes.
Yeah.
And so I base the success of the video on how many people want to watch it. And the more views it gets, the higher the retention I must have had, which means people are interested in that.
But
and that makes me feel good.
For you financially, YouTube's been your career for the last, what we were talking about, like 10 years.
It'll be 10 years in December.
Yeah. So this is, and it hasn't been that, because I think for most business guys, YouTube is not the way they make money. It is just marketing for their businesses. Whereas for you, it is how you make money. So like,
don't say that like it's a good thing. Don't, I probably really messed up by not having some sort of like,
no, I'm not saying it's a good thing.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's a good thing. That's why I'm like, for me, like, for example, we just interviewed this morning, a business guy who sold his businesses for over $1 billion. He doesn't have a social media following, and so people may or may not know him. But for me personally, getting to build that relationship and know him and everything else, I really don't care if it performs or not, because the byproduct of that relationship will be significantly more than a sponsor. So like, at the same time, it's like goals are also different in that way. So I'm just like curious. I mean, for you, you've talked about it before on the Iced Coffee Hour. Like, what is your plan for it? Like, how much does it actually bring in and like making it worthwhile for you guys? Because you could also just post it on your main channel and do 3 a day or 3 a week and do what you used to do.
The thing with the podcast, it's sustainable. So I could do the podcast another 10 or 20 years and not feel burnt out. The main channel is a bit more of a grind because I got to sit at home and like come up with topics and think more strategic. The podcast is so enjoyable. I mean, it's like, it would be, imagine this, but like this is somehow work. the podcast to me never feels like work.
Yeah.
And any guest I have on is someone I'd want to talk to genuinely. Otherwise, we just wouldn't have them on.
Yeah.
So there's an overlap there.
Yeah. No, and that's how I feel about this podcast too. Like we have cool people on and I talk to them and it's like, whatever. It's like just catching up with a friend for me.
Yeah.
Like I could take it way more serious and like be intentional and it'll do way better. But like, I don't know. It's a balance of like all the other stuff I have to do.
It just depends on what you want to do. If you want to have conversations and it's a low key sort of thing, and it doesn't matter if it gets 1,000 views or 100, it makes no difference.
Right.
Then it doesn't matter. Then there's no reason to change anything.
Right.
But if you look at it strategically, if you want to reach a wider audience of people, you have to treat it differently.
Right.
So that's the only change.
So for you, you know, the way that I came across you, it's funny. I think I've told this story before, but it's been years. I got into YouTube in 2020 and people are like, you got to check out this guy, Graham, and, you know, these other guys. And I'm like, who are they? You know? And so I look up your channel and that day you had posted how much you made from YouTube that like month or whatever. Right. And I was like, oh, this is it. Like, what does he make? And then I remember seeing it. It was like $200,000 or something. I was like, this guy made $200,000 by himself with like no staff, no employees, no risk. And I'm over here flipping all these homes and having all this risk and staff and like headache. I was like, dude, I need to like make content. Like, that's crazy that he made that from that. And then it was part of the inspiration for getting into it. But then like I slowly realized, at least for me personally, it was like, okay, if I want to make like a lot of money as a YouTuber, you do have to like chase the algorithm and like chase the news and views, because that's how you get ad revenue and that's how you get sponsors. And then like I realized like, oh, if I just make content that sells my own products, like, you know, I could make more just on the back end. And so like that was the path that the last 6 years have really been, where it's like I kind of optimize for getting people who would be a customer.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It reminds me, Alex Becker.
Yeah.
You know him?
Yep.
He made a video. I think he put my name in the title, like Graham Stephan ruined YouTube or something like this. And he's
a funny guy.
He said in his video that he was watching my videos and the way I approach the algorithm and strategies. Like, I can't compete with Graham because this is all he's doing. And at a certain point, Graham's going to come up with the issue and the problem that you could only dance in front of the camera for so long. And you become like this dancing monkey where people are like, oh, you got to entertain me. And you got to act entertaining. And then they get used to that. And you got to like one-up it a little bit and get one-up it a little bit. And there's no longevity in that, because eventually what'll happen is there'll be a new Graham Stephan who comes up, or someone who's like Caleb Hammer is a great example. Someone new with a great format who he's pulling views that like I've never seen in the finance space before, where all of his videos, he's posting like 3 times a week and they're getting 500,000 to 1 million views a video.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh man, that I think is going to replace my format.
Yeah.
And I think Caleb is going to surpass every metric that I've ever done. And
Have
so
you
I'm
seen
like,
him?
I've seen him. You just had him on, right?
Yeah.
I saw you guys kind of like talking.
love Caleb.
He's funny.
And so I'd imagine Caleb Hammer after 10 years will have another so-and-so who comes up who's like, oh man, they're doing that. That's crazy. So, you know, I think in hindsight, I should have done some sort of business off the channel. But at the same time, my strength and passion was really making YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it wasn't in running a company and managing people. Like, I don't like managing people. I don't really work that well.
Yeah.
Outside of a small group of like 2 to 3 people. Like me and Jack get along. We got some other people on the Iced Coffee Hour team. We're friends.
Are you
They
still
get
editing
along.
your own videos?
Yeah.
To this day.
Yeah. I mean, not the podcast.
Okay.
Not the podcast, but
The
my
main
main channel. Yeah. But that's how I work. I work well, just kind of waking up, doing my thing. Like when I get in the zone, it's akin to meditation. Like when you get in the zone and you zone in on, like that's all I want.
Do you still do videos? Because like I said, the first video I saw was you talking about how much you made on YouTube. And then like, I remember a lot of your early videos were like your personal finances and stuff. And then like eventually it became more like news-based of, you know, that. So do you ever still do the Graham's personal finance
I got
stuff?
so tired of it, man. I got tired of it in like 2021, but people kept asking for it. I'm like, okay, well, it's a video. And when I'm doing 3 a week, it's like a video. I got so tired of it that it got to a point where I'm so fed up. I'm done with it.
Really?
I can't do it anymore.
I hate to be the guy, but how much do you make from YouTube?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not.
Yeah, he's like, I'm
done with that. You could guess. And
I say $1 million.
No, he got more than $1 million for sure.
$1 million a year?
For sure. Way more. I mean, if you count both channels,
What would you guess?
Well, I think at your peak, if I remember when...
No, I'm saying now.
No, I know. But I think at your peak, I remember a video saying it was like 5 million or something. At the
5 million?
That's what I think I remember. He's just stone-faced. But I think maybe today it's probably 2.
I bet you if he made 5 before, I bet you he's at like 6 because of the podcast.
No.
Listen, it's down a lot.
Yeah.
I say 3 to 4.
That's why I said the peak.
I say 3 to 4.
It's down a lot.
He's doing a third of the videos now. But
he's getting a lot of views.
It's down a lot, man. And you got to think taxes.
I'm talking about growth.
They take 37% in tax. Where does it go?
We're talking about revenue. Yeah.
We're just talking revenue on the podcast.
Yeah.
Where does the taxes go?
But that's why you moved to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I saved the 13 something percent.
What do you think? Hey, if you're looking to get started in real estate investing, then you need to use our Cashflow 2.0 system. We give you all the motivated seller leads. We give you software, one-on-one coaching, and everything you need to start your real estate investing business. And we've seen so much success from our students with the system that we are willing to guarantee it. So if you want to learn how it all works and how you can get your first real estate deal today, go on over to wealthyinvestor.com and apply. Someone from our team will get with you, and you could have your first deal within a week once you get on this system. So head on over to wealthyinvestor.com and we'll see you there. California these days.
It's really, really, really bad. You got to watch the video that we just posted on the Iced Coffee Hour Clips channel. We filmed a video with his eviction attorney, and I've actually met him off Twitter, which is crazy. I follow his Twitter, and we started chatting, and I was thinking about selling my house in Santa Monica, and I was thinking about maybe do I rent it out because I got like a 2.8% mortgage on it.
Yeah.
I bought it like pre-COVID, great price. I love the property, and I talked to him, and within like 5 minutes, I'm like, I'm selling the thing. Like, I don't want anything to do with being a landlord anymore in Los Angeles. So I'm selling everything off. I've said this so much on the channel, so people are probably tired of hearing it. But Mike, it just the hoops that you have to go through right now to run any sort of landlord business in LA is impossible. Impossible. Like I'm even finding issues now. Like I built out this ADU and I thought like I got the certificate of occupancy. I thought we're all good. And I'm in the process of selling it. And it had electricity in the back because the realtor went there and was like turning on the lights. Everything worked. But I thought, okay, I never turned on the electricity for this unit. So like, why is it still on? I called them up and they said, we have no record of any electrical panel at this unit. So it must still be connected to one of the front units. It's like, why is it? You guys went out here and like signed off on it. Yeah, we don't have a record of it. So apparently LADWP got like the request to come in and like set up the panel. Never did. And now we got to hunt that down. But it's just like, I hate the process. I hate it.
What about your like properties in like San Bernardino County and Riverside County? Are you selling those too?
Yep. Everything is getting sold except for the house I live in here.
What do you think of the one in Vegas? You're talking about the one you live in now?
Yeah, I'm keeping that one. Yeah.
What do you think about real estate in general, right? Because we both started out as real estate guys, then started getting on social media and stuff. And, you know, I mean, obviously I still do real estate. We flip and we wholesale, but like, I mean, I'm not trying to build a big rental portfolio. I'm not like trying to like, I guess, grow my real estate side. Mm-hmm. Where are you at with it all?
I think it's a lifestyle purchase these days. Like pre-2020, I could look at the price to rent a house and the price to buy. And I'm like, all right, well, if I put down the 20% down payment, my cost is going to be a little more advantageous to buy and you get the upside. And it made sense.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden things flipped and I'm like, it's cheaper to rent.
Yep.
And so the only reason to buy now is if you know you're going to stay there like 10 plus years, or it's a lifestyle thing where you just don't care and you don't have a landlord. You don't want to have to move out after a few years if they want to move back in or they don't want you to leave, having control over it. So I just think if you view it from that lens, it makes sense, but it's not a financially good choice anymore.
I disagree.
Why?
Like, you think it's better? I think it's better to buy a house, stay in it, get the equity, and then at least that way you've put the rent that you're paying towards every month towards a savings.
No, because when you buy,
Yes.
let's just say your payment's going to be $5,000 a month, but you could rent an identical house right now for $2,800 a month, and then that delta, you could just throw that into the stock market. You could throw that into a savings. You throw that anywhere, and that savings is going to grow more than spending money on the mortgage. Because when you look at your housing expense, it's like mortgage interest. Imagine you get a loan at 6%. My gosh, that's when you look at what you could spend in rent instead, the 6% is too high. Property taxes. They might be pretty good here in Vegas, but then you have insurance, repairs. One water heater blows out, Mike, $2,500. I just had to fix an AC condenser. It was 1 month beyond its warranty. $3,000. It's like, yeah, if I was a tenant, I'd be calling up the landlord, and it's their problem.
I get that, but I think you're talking about like Los Angeles.
No, I'm talking about Vegas. I have buddies who want to buy, and I get so heated over this because they show me these houses for $700,000. I said, why would you want to move when your rent is $2,500 a month, and you're basically getting a slightly better house that's going to cost you $6,000 a month, and it's slightly better? Why would you? And I walked through the math on this. I'm like, to make that house make sense, you got to buy this at like $500,000. So if you get that house at $500,000, by all means, if it balances out, great. Put in a little premium for owning, so it's yours. Fine. But when you look at the numbers side by side, just renting makes so much more sense. Unless you're going to stay there for like 10+ years. In which case,
5 years.
No.
What about the appreciation?
No. Look. How much appreciation do you think we're going to see? Right now,
how much have we seen?
Right now, I'm seeing places in Vegas sell for the same price that they were selling for in 2014. And now I'm talking about the high-end market. Now I'm talking usually above $3 million, which okay, fine, it doesn't apply to a lot of people watching, but I'm still saying I look at Southern Highlands, and these properties are selling for 2015 prices. They made no money in 10 years. Now the property values did go up, and they're back down. So there was a point there where they could have sold and made they could have doubled their money. And so, I think like 20 years, you're probably going to make money on that.
What about 5 years?
Crap, I live in the Highlands, dude.
What about 5?
I think 5
about this too.
I think 5 years is too risky. I think,
but
listen, I think it's 5
years, Graham. Last 5 years, people have made money in real estate.
What's your house worth now?
I would be more confident that you'd make more money in the stock market over 5 years than more money in the housing market over 5 years.
Okay,
when you account for your expenses, property taxes, insurance, repairs, mortgage interest, I think you'll outperform in the stock market.
Let's talk
5 years.
Let's say your portfolio in the last 5 years, stocks versus your real estate.
I've done a video on this.
Which one made more?
Stocks by far. By a ton, a crap ton. I have a whole video breaking down the last 5 years of returns. I don't know the exact return offhand, but it was like 3 times more money in the stock market than housing, and that was even with me being leveraged.
Stocks have vastly outperformed the last 5 years.
You got to get into stocks. If I remember correctly, your portfolio was too real estate. You're too focused on real estate, and you're focused on here. Where meanwhile over here is like, it's doing really well.
But how do people know what stocks to buy?
You don't. You just index fund it. I just index fund it. Like my international stocks year over year are up 40%. Crazy.
Real estate's not up 40%.
Yeah, but you get the appreciation, the tax.
The only
benefits.
beauty of real estate is that you can buy a good deal, right? Because you could, if you're experienced like us and you actually look for deals every day, you could go buy a property that you're walking into 100,000 of equity.
That is true.
Yeah. That's the only way that it's better.
That is true. I will say, I think whoever bought Floyd Mayweather's house walked into a decent amount of equity. And I heard, even though it needs a lot of work, they paid like $6.6 million for the house.
Yep. I drive by it every day.
Where's it?
That's Southern Highlands.
Oh, is it?
That's a hell of a good deal.
Yeah.
It's right there on hole 13.
They'll make money on that house. I think they walked into probably $500,000+ of value. Who bought it?
I mean, just a normal guy.
What do you mean just a normal guy?
Well, just a guy at the country club.
Just a dude?
Well, everyone at the country club's rich. It's not like a social media guy that everyone would know. It's just a normal business guy.
What is he doing at the house?
He's going to live in it.
I think
Isn't that what people do with houses?
well, listen, I thought he might like, okay, fix it up
and flip it
and maybe try to like
Flip it.
you know,
No, people aren't luxury flipping. So like what I've seen in the ultra luxury market, because that's not even ultra luxury, is if you're buying like a $7 million home, even if you're going to renovate it, you're going to live in it. You're not like flipping those.
Mhm.
The people who are trying to like build things to flip are spec homes. So like even in Southern Highlands right now, there's a bunch of spec homes that are coming up, and they're $1,000 a foot basically, and they're probably in them for $600 a foot, you know, from new construction up.
Yeah. Really, where I see the value today in real estate is to see these properties that are listed way too high. And you could tell because they bought it in 2022 and then they bought it for like 700 grand and then they relisted $2 million. And I'm like, come on. They did like minimal work to it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I think at some point they're going to come to the realization they're not going to make any money on it, and you'd be able to swoop in, lowball them at a price where they, you know, could break even just to get out of the thing. And I think maybe there's some potential there.
Yeah. Why are you trying to move? Why are you looking at Southern Highlands?
I look every day at the market, dude. Every day,
Just for fun?
It's a real estate. You know, it's so funny when we bought the house in Los Angeles. Macy and I moved into it, and the next day I was looking at other properties, and she's like, "Why are you looking? We just got that. Like, you just got to see what's out there." It's like, it's always like,
You're just a real estate guy at heart.
Yeah. It's like, as an agent, I want to see
everything.
He's like, I hate you, but I'll watch.
Yeah, no, I check the market every single day. I see every property that comes on the market, and then what I do is once a week, you
just check for fun because you're not doing anything.
He goes
I see
houses and just walks around.
It's funny, I do.
Yeah, I bet.
I walk in and I always feel bad because they want to treat you as a buyer in the show.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, listen, I'm going to waste your time. I'm a looky-loo. I just want to see the house.
They're like, no, sign in. I know who you are.
Yeah. but I make it clear, like, I'm not here to buy. I just want to see the house and see what's on the market because I'm curious. But I see everything that comes on the market, everything that sells, and I've been doing it every day since like 2008. I want to see what's on the market. Yeah. And so when I buy a property too, I want to see, did I get a good deal? Yeah. Did a better property come up like the next week that I just didn't see?
Buyer's remorse.
Do you think it's,
or I feel really good of like, oh, that property sold for more. This is great for me.
Do you think it's better to buy a new build right now or a resell?
Resell. The new builds are interesting because some of the builders are giving these crazy good incentives.
Yeah.
So I would say it can make sense, but I am finding better deals with resells, primarily from people who have lived there a few years and just downsizing, they're upgrading to something else. They just want to move on from it.
Yeah. You were talking about real estate being a lifestyle choice at this point, right? It just financially kind of doesn't make as much sense. If you're going to own, like, you know, when we're flipping and wholesaling, that's a different thing. But like, you know, your lifestyle has changed a lot. You're married now. You seem to be like enjoying life more. Like you used to just be cheap and wanting to work 80 hours a week. And now you're like spending some
more. I'm cheap and working 80 hours a week
with the wife. You do seem different though. Like you're starting to enjoy life more than before.
Yeah, I will say this 2 years ago, I'd never be here Friday at 3:55 2 years ago. Just couldn't do it.
Why?
So, because I was so busy. It's like the opportunity cost of me leaving before 7 p.m. to do anything on a weekday is so high, because right now, I guarantee what I would have done is I posted my Friday video at 3:30, and right now I'd be monitoring comments and checking the algorithm to see how it's performing, changing title, thumbnail. And then right after that, the first thing I have to do is what's the Monday topic? And so I'd spend the rest of Friday coming up with an outline for what I'm talking about on Monday.
Yeah.
And then Saturday would be planning it out, maybe filming. Sunday, I just edit, and then Monday I post.
Dang.
So it's like, I wouldn't have time to do something like this. I just couldn't. I just had to be heads down focused.
And what changed?
I started posting once a week. Because I knew that was unsustainable. Like I always knew going into it, I can't post 3 times a week forever. I just can't.
Yeah.
And so I started posting 2 times a week, and then it gave me a lot of anxiety at first because I'm like, I'm missing an upload. Like everything's going to crash. I can't believe it. And then nothing happened. And then surprisingly, the average views per video went up when I was doing 2 times a week. And I was like, oh, it's not that bad. Let me go down to once a week. And I did once a week. And when I went to once a week, I spent more time on the podcast. And then the podcast started doing better.
Yeah.
So I kind of took from there to give to the podcast.
Yeah.
Right now I found a good balance between them where I could still have a little flexibility, but I'm still like always in my head, like, what's the next video topic?
So how's it been with being married?
Great.
Any changes?
Vacations, man. We've been doing the vacations. We've been to Japan 3 times last year and a half. Where did we go recently?
You're a
We went
world
to New
traveler.
York. Dude, we did New York, Korea. We did London, Switzerland,
Wow.
which I got to tour the Zenith factory in Switzerland, which was really cool. Yeah, just seeing, I'm able to take like a week off every now and then.
How much are you
Do you
spending
feel
on-
guilty when you take the week off?
No, I don't, only because I work so hard to get ahead for that week, so that by the time I take the week off,
Yeah.
I have like the next week and a half of content built out. But the only issue with that is that, like, when I have a vacation day, let's just say it's May 1st, I'll work so hard because I have that date. And then by April 29th, I'm so like in the grind mode where my efficiency is like 2x what it normally is, because I'm so like heads down focused. So you get that momentum going. And all of a sudden it's like everything's on easy mode where I'm like able to do this and do that. I'm able to get like twice the work done. But then I go on vacation and it sets you back. And then by the time I get back, it's like a ramp up because you don't build up that speed. So the only issue with that is when I have that deadline, it's just like I become so productive.
Yeah. It's
Just because
the
you have that
algorithm,
cap.
Give them the 1 out of 10.
Mhm.
Then you get a 10 out of 10 when you go on vacation.
It is. It's like, yeah.
Restarts.
But to your question, I use a lot of credit card points.
So it's free.
I wouldn't say it's free, but it's definitely a diminished price.
Like, how much would you say your average vacation is?
With flights and everything, probably like 5 to 10 grand.
That's a
And
lot.
that's-
I thought it was gonna be less.
No, because
Do you go
we-
first class to Japan?
no, premium economy. But
There we
Zip
go.
Air offers lie flat seats, depending on when you go, for like $1,200 a ticket.
Got
But
it.
keep in mind that's also for Macy and I. And when we're on the vacation, it's usually, I try not to be like, oh, that's too expensive. I try, like, it's still intrinsically me to like
Mhm.
look at the menu and be like, well, that's not worth that when the place across the street is half there, but let's go to that. So I try not to do that, but I've been getting better.
That's good.
Yeah.
And with that, like, what do you think like your future is going to be? We were talking about it of like, the main channel, clearly you started to feel some fatigue.
Yeah.
You enjoy the podcast.
Love the
like,
podcast.
what do you got? 5 million subscribers on the main channel.
Mhm.
So it's like, do you ever see yourself leaving YouTube or leaving the main channel?
Probably not. I'll post less. It seems like what people do is they'll just slowly fade into irrelevance. And it's just like you post once a week and it's like, oh, I'm going to miss a week. And then it's like every other week. Oh, I'm missing every other week. Oh, once a month. And it's just, you slowly get down to a baseline where you could post like every now and then when there's something to say. And the core audience will tune in. They'll be curious, but you're not maximizing for growth anymore.
So you think that that's what will eventually happen one day?
Probably. And as that happens, I shift more and more of my attention on the podcast.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And why have you liked the podcast more?
It's so much fun. Like, imagine you just hang out with your buddies all day. The research is getting to go to the gym, listening to a podcast. Like, that's work. And I get to write down questions I'm curious about for someone who's like, I'd never ordinarily get to meet these people, but like,
Yeah.
they'll come on the podcast, which is really cool.
Who've been your top 3 most enjoyable?
Kevin O'Leary has always been like my top, because as a kid, like I'd watch Shark Tank.
Yeah.
And I remember being like 18 years old watching Shark Tank. So to be able to like talk to Kevin O'Leary is insane to do that. But you also just get to meet just really neat people from it. Like Andrew Yang is another one that's like, I remember when he was running and UBI and me being fascinated by like, I can't believe that would even be a conversation starter, but it's really interesting. And then to be able to like talk to Andrew Yang, it's like, it's crazy to me.
Yeah. Do you
Who
think
books your podcasts?
We do. It's a lot of DMs.
Hmm.
It's a lot of me just DMing people and
what's your cold outreach? Want to come on the show?
no, usually I'll do like
You up?
stop. Send him a photo.
Yeah.
Make him open it really late at night. Here, check this out. Don't
You and Jack.
and then it's in parentheses, don't open in public.
Yeah.
That might actually work though,
Yeah, it will.
which is so funny. No, usually I'll send a really detailed, curated message like, "Hey, I enjoyed your," and like I actually do a lot of research on like even just cold outreach. I'm probably putting in like 30 minutes into like
You'll watch something.
Yeah, and I say, "Hey, I really enjoyed this where you said this. I would love to have you on my podcast to talk about XYZ. If they're promoting something or they have something coming out, I say this would also be a great opportunity to talk about this thing that you're doing here." And then I pick similar guests. So like we were pitching Mark Cuban recently. And so I've said, well, we've had Kevin O'Leary on. We've had Barbara Corcoran on. We just had Andrew Yang on. We know you've been working with him. Like we love
credibility. Yep.
Exactly. So, or if we have an actor on, we'll say like, oh, we had RJ Mitty on, we had E.G. Daily, we'd have Devin Werkheiser. Like we've had these other people on that kind of fit into that space. So they don't feel like it's just like out of the blue. Because if they see it and they see like they're an actor, but you've had on like Ben Shapiro and like Ben Mala, they'll be like, who are these people? So we try to make it relevant. And then I'll always leave my cell phone number, which I think is really important in an Instagram DM, because when I get DMs from big accounts, it's always like they're representative. Like it's never for this. It's actually me on my phone, and I'm writing it personally. It's not someone else doing it on my behalf. And I'm like, here's my info. Text if easier, and they could just shoot a text.
Yeah, that's smart.
And then I keep pumping. Yeah,
like when you have guests, do you ask them for other people? Like when you had Kevin, couldn't you have just asked them for Mark's information or to connect you?
We try to, but we also want to be respectful. It really just depends on like how it feels in the moment. Andrew Yang, we were talking about our dream, because he asked us about our dream guests, and we said Gavin Newsom.
Oh my gosh.
Bernie Sanders and Nancy Pelosi.
Oh boy.
Which, like, if we could get any one of those, oh my gosh. And he's like, oh, Gavin, yeah, like I could try to put you in touch with him. And it'd be like, that would be amazing. He's like, yeah, I would love to see you post this episode first, and then I could show him this episode to try to get him on. I would love to get Gavin Newsom.
Oh, yeah.
Like he'd be one of the top guests to have. Not even as like a contentious sort of thing, but like I would genuinely love to talk. I think he's a very charismatic guy, and I would love to have him on.
You just ask for permits. You're like, guy,
please.
Try to get
LADWP is really
that's why
in the ass right
now.
now.
Get that permit.
If I just get the certificate of occupancy and just please help me, please.
I got to go all the way up the chain.
Yeah, all the way to the top.
Dude, that would be awesome if he has the power to just sign something override.
So I'll call my lady.
Yeah, I'd be like, all right,
this is costing me like a few $1,000 every month. Like, please.
Like, you don't get it, man. Like, too high level. You got to see what's going down.
Yeah, like I know you got the Palisades and like homelessness. And, like,
but this permit, man, is really a pain in my ass. But no, we would love to have those guests on. Like, love Bernie Sanders especially. I would love to have him on.
You want Nancy Pelosi's picks?
Yeah.
I would love to. Okay, I would even have Nancy Pelosi on, even if she says we cannot talk about investing at all. That's off the. I'd still talk to. I'd still love to meet her and talk to her.
How much of your guests have like those kind of like, hey, we will not talk about XYZ?
Very few.
Yeah,
it's unusual that a guest will ever say, hey, we can't talk about XYZ. It's very unusual. It happens occasionally, but it's really not the norm. And we try to respect it.
Right.
We're going to still push back on certain things. But truly, if a guest is like, I don't want to talk, we're going to 100% respect it. Even sometimes after the fact, we'll film the whole thing, and they'll say, hey, by the way, I said this and this. Would you please consider removing it? And absolutely. Like, I'm not here to like put someone on the spot or make an enemy or like try to make someone look bad. It's like, I just want a fun conversation. So absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's really rare. And I would say it does not happen frequently. It's very, very unusual when it does happen.
How was Charlie Kirk when you had him on the podcast?
Such a nice guy. Such a nice guy. He had a really big operation. Like, I was surprised when we got to like, he had like all these buildings and facilities, and it was crazy to walk down and be like, oh, this is his, like way bigger team than you would expect. And then when we did the podcast, so we came to him, his team was like so sharp. Like everything was so well curated. We got like the star treatment.
Who had like the coolest HQ that you went to?
It's hard to beat Alex Ramosi, to be honest. But that might just be in terms of size because it's so massive, and he's got the gym, which is like really impressive. With Alex Hormozi was great. He has like protein bars everywhere. Like protein shakes everywhere. So that's something you actually need to get because everywhere I go, there's like these Built bars. Okay. And so you walk in, you could be like, grab a Built bar. And then it's like, oh, they got these like pure protein, but it's like the 42, what is it? The premier protein or whatever it is, like the 42 gram one, like the really expensive one. I'm like, oh shit, this is really nice.
Did you grab one?
I did. I did. Yeah, I feel that was my lunch was protein.
Okay.
I love it. But his is probably the most impressive.
Okay. Who else have you been to that was cool?
Michael Saylor was really neat. He was a wild card because we showed up at his house and it was gorgeous. I mean, very few places I've been to where I'm like blown away.
Where does he live at?
This was on the East Coast.
Okay.
And he was showing us like what was most surprising about him is that he showed us his garden. And you would have no idea that he has one of the best gardens I've seen. Like every plant imaginable, but it's so well taken care of. And he was showing us his birds, and he would have birds that nest on the property, and he has little cameras in the nest.
Yeah.
So you could see the birds as like they're hatching. And what was really funny is that he had all these security cameras, but mixed in with the security cameras were the birds. And so you have like the front of the house, and then next to it, you see like a bird's nest, and the bird is like feeding its babies. It was just really neat. And like, he has a genuine passion for nature.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What about Dave Ramsey?
Yeah, oh, you know what? Yes. I would say in terms of operation, he has the most efficient operation I've seen. I've never been to a place where every one of his employees is like unified on the same goal with the same path, and they all seemed excited to be there. And it seems like he only hires people who really want to work there and show up every day with passion. Like everyone I met is just massive. Like is interested in working there. And what I really liked is that Dave Ramsey had lunch with us, just with everyone else. Like everyone was having lunch at 12, and he's in line with everyone else. Like he doesn't skip the line. He's not like, hey man, could you bring me a burger? He's standing in line with like there's like 10 people in front, and he's just waiting there with everyone else, sits down at the table. It's like me, George Camel, Dave Ramsey, Jack, like a few other people with us, and just eating lunch. And it's just, it's neat to see how in the weeds he is. He's just like any one of the employees. Like you could tell he really lives what he preaches.
Yeah. I mean, to do it for that long. I mean, that's a good model for you of a guy who's been doing the media thing for 30, 40 years, dude. It's a long time.
Yeah. But he's got all these like back end products, like educational things, books. So it's like, I don't know how much of is just the media side of things versus like everything else.
Yeah. The media is the marketing for, I mean, they're doing hundreds of millions a year.
Yeah.
And all the other stuff. What do you think, like for you anyways, I think personal finance used to be a big one for you, but it seems like now it's less and less of a thing.
There's only so much you could say, which is the unfortunate. That's why I pivoted to news-based, because if there's something newsy, it's breaking, it's relevant, it's something different. Personal finance, I could only say Roth IRA, index funds, dollar cost average, save as much money as possible, live below your, like the basics you could say in a 10-minute video, and it's done, and that's it.
Ramsey said it for 40 years straight.
Yeah, but he does phone calls where people will call in, and every situation is, he does the podcast format in a way, but he's doing like 5 episodes a day when people call in.
Isn't that what kind of that guy Caleb Hammer does?
He has people in person.
Yeah.
I pitched Ryan on doing a show called Broken Business, where we bring in business owners and we try to like help fix their business. And then like in like 30 or 90 days, we show a recap of like
too much work. I mean, listen, I'm not saying it wouldn't do well. I've looked into those ideas before. It's so much work to be able to do it that unless you have massive marketing funnels in it, it's tough to want to put the time into that because of how much it takes. Like I used to do these videos that did really well. It was what did I call? Undercover Millionaire is what I called the series. And it was my take on dirty jobs, where I would find these people making like $1,000+ a day, doing careers that you would never expect, like washing cars, washing windows, being a sushi chef, dog walking, things like this. And then I would go and do their job for a day while sitting down and interviewing them. And people loved the videos, but the amount of time I spent making one of those videos was like a week.
Yeah.
And there was travel involved for these videos. A lot of it was very curated on the spot. I spent days at it. I mean, I probably put 2 weeks of work into one video.
But what about like doing it like Ramsey or Caleb, where it's just interview stuff?
Yeah, we bring them in and they just explain
it's not like
everything.
vlog style, you know, where you're out in the field.
You have to do it to such an extreme that it's going to be tough, because here's the risk. You have someone who has a business that's failing and they're bad on camera and they're just boring.
Yeah.
There goes your episode. I'm just saying, like, not to say you can't help them.
Yeah.
But from a performance standpoint, and I view all of this just from the algorithm standpoint, it's going to underperform, tank the channel. Subsequent episodes are not going to do that well. Sure, you could just film a whole bunch and just post the best ones. But what Caleb seems to curate really interesting people who are visually just like a wild card on camera. Like, you see some chick, purple hair,
hell yeah,
nose ring, you know, and she's like just smoking meth. The dude she's with is a deadbeat, plays video games all day.
I've never watched this.
And he's cheating on her, but then she's in love with his dad, and their finances are in the dumpster. But like, that's interesting. Like, even if they're bad on camera, that is objectively interesting.
Well, he probably has a team interview of like, oh yeah, this chick is like, this is gonna be a
they
good
go by the stratosphere looking for people.
Yeah, they're screening, because my understanding, they get, I think he told me like 100. It was like 100 requests a day to come on the show.
Wow.
Yeah,
like
it's like Jerry Springer for finance. I mean, that's what it sounds like.
It's in my opinion, entertainment first, finance second. But that's how I approached it too. It has to be entertainment first.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no one's going to watch and listen. So you like, entertainment's kind of like the bait. If you're catching a fish, like they catch the fish, there has to be an entertainment value for people to even be interested in what you have to
even
offer.
Ramsey's is entertainment.
100%.
Yeah.
So he goes to the extreme of the entertainment with finance mixed in, and every episode you could learn something from it. So every episode there's something like they're spending money on this, or you could do this, and being entertaining like that, you could just keep watching the episodes. So he's got an app. It's called the DollarWise app. That's like this all-in-one budgeting tool. So he has that he could do, like, in addition to everything else. And I think he also has like educational programs.
Got it.
So he's like doing what Dave Ramsey's doing, but in my opinion, for like a younger audience.
Guy.
Yeah. So he's taken that format, but just made it new.
Yeah. And then guys like Grant, Hormozy, even myself and everyone are just doing like the business guru stuff. Whereas Dave and him are focused on like everyday, just personal finance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where do you see all this going, dude, with YouTube and AI and just creators as a whole? Like, do you think it's expanding? Is it getting harder? Like, what's your predictions?
I think it's only expanding. And I think AI is going to have a tough time replacing content in the near future, like kind of what we're doing. I think possible, but it's tough to recreate like a genuine conversation, like genuine curiosity. It's tough to recreate that. So my thinking is that we'll see a lot of smaller YouTube channels and little niches that people are able to make like 50 grand a year on a small interest of theirs or a hobby business, and they can make YouTube videos on it. And I think a lot of people would be thrilled to make 50K a year from like making YouTube videos on a hobby or a thing that they like, that they're good at. That's the dream. Make 50K a year from that. Maybe have like a few little side hustles going on, but you control your schedule. You got your audience. You could pivot from there. I think that's the goal.
What do you think, Davila? You brought in Graham for your channel and everything else.
He freaking blew up my channel, so I believe whatever he says. But I think personally that the future is going to be who can come up with creative new ideas. Because I think like the regular sit down podcasts, unless you're getting like the most extreme guests like you guys are going to be hard to scale. That's why I'm pitching him on like different formats.
I would push back on that, because I am seeing these podcasts do like 100K views an episode, and they are just a group of people sitting down chatting about nothing. And it's just
like, which podcast though?
I don't know the names of them, but Eric Way was showing me like 3 of these creators where I'm like, what did they do? They sit around like a dinner table and just chat, and they're pulling like 100K views.
They're just chatting about a news topic and trends.
No. They're just buddies, just about like gossip and stuff like that. But it's like you're just attracting just,
people who want gossip and stuff like that.
No, you're attracting people who just like want to sit down with you and just be a part of the conversation
Yeah.
and just listen in and feel like I'm buddies with these people. I relate to these people.
Well, isn't that kind of what live streaming is in a way?
Yeah, and it seems like live streaming is taking over as well. But in terms of like the podcast format, I don't think you have to like get big guests. I think you can curate your own audience if you're interesting and you take the approach of like, what do people want to listen to and what do they want to see? And also it helps if you're charismatic and could crack jokes every now and then and you're just like entertaining on camera. Because if you're boring, I mean, it's an uphill battle. It could be done, but it's tough.
I forgot to ask too, how was Tony Robbins? I watched that episode.
Crazy.
It was crazy.
Crazy. He's just like on another level, man. I mean, it's
how is he in person? Like, does he have aura?
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Yeah. He walks into the room and like commands the room. But some of it also I feel like might be his size.
He's massive.
Like he is massive, but also for me, like just being in the room with him was intimidating. Like I went to his seminar in LA and I sat right up in front, like the very front row at the end. And so every time he would walk, he would be right in front of me. And like every time he's right there and he would make eye contact with me. I would just like freeze. So some of that might have been just like, I was nervous to be around him. So when he's in the room, I'm just like, I'm anxious.
But Grant, I've been around Grant a few times. The first time I was nervous, but after a while, you're like, all right, he's just cool.
Yeah. Grant's easy. Grant's like such a chill guy though, that Grant doesn't have the in my opinion, that like that
aura.
It's not the aura. No, he does, because he does have the aura, but it's like not this intimidation factor that, or the serious, like with Tony Robbins, I just get a sense of seriousness, where I have to be like the best.
Yeah. Grant's like your friend.
He is
from the jump.
Yes. And so with Grant, you could like riff.
Yeah.
Like I picked up Grant from the casino, the Win. I shouldn't say casino. I should say the hotel because I don't know if he gambles. I picked up Grant from the Win and we were just chatting in the car about life, just like what's going on and this and that, like just easy to talk to. With Tony, I feel like I'd be talking about like, all right, so goals and like, well, how do we break through this? And what do I do with this? And what, like, it would be a different type of conversation.
Yeah. No, yeah, Grant is like that. I remember when we went to Grant's house in LA the one time when
we called him.
Oh, about holding the microphones.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, we were there. Yeah, that's right.
Brian tells me you shouldn't be holding microphones. What are you doing, man?
Yeah, that's right.
But
we were just like sitting there for like an hour beforehand, just hanging out, just like he's just popping peanuts or something. And it's like
he's funny.
He don't care.
Yeah, Tony was very like structured. So he's like, all right, I got this time to this time. Gave us some extra time afterwards, but also like he wants to spend time with his family. He's got other things going on, and you could tell like he really values like when he's in the moment, he's in the moment, but he also has other things going on. So he wants to be present.
What I've noticed too, because we've had a lot of big guys over the years, and just like speaking in our events, there are guys where it's like, I don't want to say they don't let you in, but like they really, it's like they're just like in their persona mode. I don't know the best way to say it, of like just all the time. And then there are guys that are just like naturally like, I don't want to say friendly because they're all friendly, but like you could tell they're like really friendly in like real life. You're like, this guy for sure, like people hang out, like he hangs out. He's like genuinely like curious about your life and different things. And then, other guys are just like very agenda based, and and I'm not saying Tony's like that per se, but like I don't know if you know what I'm saying.
What do you think you are?
I don't know. I think I hang out with people and just pretty friendly. What do you think?
I think you're agenda based.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like
I think Ryan's awkward.
Yeah.
When I first met Ryan, I was like, he's very awkward and very intense.
Yeah.
But now he's not like how he used to be. Now he's more friendly.
Yeah. What like agenda based in terms of just like, hey, let's do this thing.
Yeah, you have like a reason behind everything that you do. And I feel like if there's not a reason behind what you do, what's the point of doing it?
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
That is true. But I think like who's not like that?
Like if I hit you up on like a Thursday evening, it's like, yo, Ryan, let's go bowling.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think part of it is not that I don't want to like hang. It's just like I have 4 kids and I have a wife. And so it's like, you know, at the end of the day,
Can't go bowling.
Well, can't do it, man.
it just is what it is.
But if I said, hey, Ryan, we have a mastermind. It's me and 2 other YouTubers. We're going bowling.
I still
And we could talk strategy.
I still no, it wouldn't entice me. Golf is about the only thing that entices me.
What if I said, yo, man, there's this rager party. It's Friday night. There's gonna be a lot of chicks there. There's gonna be tons of booze. We got a DJ. Want to come by?
That definitely would not entice me.
Show up at 10 p.m. Well, the ratio is off the charts, man. You gotta be there.
Well, like, dude, I mean, you guys were having all these creator parties. Like, I don't know, they kind of stopped with Lucky and other guys.
Oh, those are Taco Tuesdays.
Yeah,
I wouldn't call that a party. That was
the same thing.
That was a Taco Tuesday. We would meet up, just a bunch of buddies. Like
No party.
But like,
no baby
There's no
mama.
party
like all these things together. And he would always invite me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Like, but I think it's just for me, anyways. As far as like hanging out in that way, it's the same reason, like even for the podcast, right? You're like, hey, can we just do it on the weekend? And I'm like, no, like the weekend's for my family. Like we just can't. Like we got to find a way to do it from 9 to 5 on, you know, any day, 9 to 5, except the weekends. Because I've just kind of made that commitment to my family and my kids of like, you know, going bowling, you know, with guys like is just not more important.
What about a movie night? If I said, yo, Ryan, we're gonna put on
I'll be Ryan to
Titanic.
hang out.
No, there's no way I could get Ryan to hang out.
I'm curious.
I golf though. Like, so if you were like, Ryan, let's go play golf like right now on Friday, I'd be like, bro, let's go.
Do you golf?
No, I don't golf.
Have you ever golfed?
I've done Top Golf.
Yeah. What if I was like, hey, dude, I'm taking everyone to Top Golf Friday. You want to go?
I probably wouldn't.
Yeah. See? So I think it's more so like interest based.
That's true. Yeah.
Of like the hobby itself.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You know? So like my hobbies are business and golf. Like those are basically the hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like at that point, well, you know, even like Jack was talking last time about pickleball. I was like, Jack, I have a pickleball court in my backyard. Like, I'll play pickleball with you in my backyard versus like go to the park.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that just reminded me of? We had a clip that went crazy. How much do you spend in your haircuts today?
Dude, less now.
How much?
I used to get a haircut every week. Now it's every 2 weeks, but $150 each time.
That's expensive.
Did you
cut your own hair? Did you cut your own hair?
Did you see the comments?
No.
Did you see the comments of your video?
No, it was so long ago.
So, okay. So I got a confession to make, but I have someone helping me with shorts right now.
Okay.
And he gave me a whole bunch of clips to react to.
Okay.
And one of the clips was your video about how much you spent on a haircut.
Okay.
And
why you say it was my video? It was your video.
You said it. But what makes it so funny is because my only commentary of the video was just reading the comments. And
so it's coming out.
Wouldn't stop laughing.
Oh,
I'm going to read you I'm going to show you the video and then I'm going to read you the comments.
Okay. Man, this was years ago.
how much do you spend on your haircuts?
$25.
And you go to the barbershop or wherever?
I go to Great Clips.
My guy.
Bro,
Why are you laughing?
multi-millionaire going to Great Clip.
Why are you laughing? Dude, I get a fine haircut.
Do you have a specific barber or you just walk in?
No, I have a specific.
Okay.
I
Are they even
alternate.
called barbers over there?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I alternate between Derek and Hannah, and they're both great.
Okay.
So
My barber comes to my house.
yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the clip.
Cuts your hair.
Dude, I get a haircut every Monday,
Are you
dude.
serious? How
Every
much does it
Monday.
cost?
Yes.
$80.
$80? What do you think?
I think you have someone probably coming to you. So my guess is probably $120.
Graham guessed right. I used to go to the barber shop.
Yeah.
And honestly, the typical haircut was like $30.
No.
And then you tip them. I'd be usually at like $50. And then I was like one day, dude, this is wasting so much time having to always come to the barber shop every week. Like, can you come to my house? I'll pay you double. He's like, all right. So it's just $100 every Monday
$400 a month.
on haircuts.
Has your wife not just said, hey, Ryan, we got to sit down. We got to talk about this?
I'm going to read the comments because this is where it gets crazy. The crazy part is he has a wife, not a boyfriend.
Oh,
Next one. Looks surprisingly shitty for $400 a month.
Oh my goodness.
You couldn't pay me $400 a month for that shit on my
The internet.
I'll go bald before I pay for it.
Dang, Brian.
Oh my gosh. Bro has a 2016 Ronaldo haircut. Bro was offended when he said $80. Let's see. Let's see. Oh my gosh. So hold on. Let me go for top. Hold on.
He's looking for the worst ones.
Let's see. Oh my gosh. Someone paying him $400 to practice cutting hair.
You know what's funny? So like back then I didn't have a beard. So
True.
now it's 150 because I get a beard lineup with that.
Same barber?
Same barber.
Oh my gosh.
Same barber.
I think you have someone. Yeah. What the fuck is that hairline? Dude, I swear the comments are just they're brutal, man. But in fact, they roast me too for random shit all the time.
Let's talk about, can we talk about finance?
Depending on what it is.
What do you think?
Dude,
about
actually, I forgot about that. You guys posted me in another one with Justin Waller, and he was talking about hair again. They were talking about his pants and hair.
Oh, his pants. Find it.
Yeah.
I love just going through the comments.
Well, it was when I wasn't there. They were talking about
this
show.
is it?
Oh.
Yeah.
Hold on. Avoids private jets. Is this it? Justin was.
It was about his pants and
class ass. Fuck him. I don't care.
You don't think that like
Bro, you're not gonna hurt my feelings.
No,
bro.
I'm not trying to hurt your feelings.
How bad is this though? How bad is
Let
it?
me see.
It's actually not that bad.
Yeah, I mean,
It's, you do have
Yeah,
a
they're
huge butt.
Would you his ass?
I don't even remember.
Yeah. You know what? It's never slowed me down. You know?
This clip is gonna get so many views because it's the
I love
equivalent of
that.
Ryan Pineda's haircut.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ryan Pineda's haircut is fucking dope.
Yeah.
He gets a cut like once a week.
Once a week.
It's
It's
insane.
like,
Bro, he has a
it's
hairline.
$100
I've
a week.
never seen a hairline
It's
like
immaculate.
that.
Yeah.
It is flawless. That is a handsome motherfucker.
Oh yeah,
bro.
he's gorgeous.
Bro. Jesus. Anyway, now I'm gonna get called gay. Good.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the comments. You'd be less gay if you admitted they were skinny jeans. Oh my god. No way that dude is a 32.
Jack's just listening.
I gotta try that.
You see, they
yeah.
Netflix did a thing on them. Did you watch that?
I did. And the comments of this, bro turned a side plank into the next Indiana Jones adventure. Justin's the kind of guy who wakes you up to tell you that he's going to sleep. Props to his grandma for having the top two. This guy is the most humble guy you'll ever meet. Just ask him. Oh my god. He looks like he bragged about answering 1 + 1 correctly in school. Oh my god, the editors really thought they were cooking something here. This guy sniffs his own farts. It's just funny, man. Yeah, no, I saw that documentary.
What'd you think of it?
Oh my gosh. I mean, it was a terrible look for him, but that's why you don't agree to do those things. Right? I mean, I don't see what
help them be more
I
famous.
bet you it'll help them.
I don't know, did it? Like I never
exposure.
I never followed up from that, but
I haven't talked to
maybe.
Myron. I'll have to talk to Myron. You ever had him on?
We had him on 3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it helps or not. Like I don't think it helps, but to me there's no I look at I look at what's the upside to doing
Well, I don't think it can hurt because the people who already watch them know that. It ain't nothing new.
Oh,
And it just rallies them up, you know? And then it brought about all these new people who had never seen it. Like, oh, we gotta see who these guys are.
Yeah, the one thing I was with Justin Waller, I thought it was a nice touch that he included his wife and family.
Yeah.
I thought that was a very humanizing thing.
Yeah.
And
well, he was the only one with a wife and family.
Yeah.
The other ones
No.
just no one else.
I thought it was really nice to show them.
Yeah.
I thought that was really sweet.
Yeah, I like Justin.
Yeah.
He's been here. So, dude, as we wrap up and everything else, I mean, like,
How do you think Trump's doing?
From a stock market perspective,
Yeah.
it seems like the market likes him.
Mm.
So from a tax perspective, at least from my perspective, he's saved money on taxes.
Mhm.
I think we got to do we got to overhaul the government spending. It's out of control. Now, he's not helped with that, unfortunately. I think Doge would be interesting to really go through and audit the government and see where they're spending their money. And it seems like all efforts of that have really fallen short significantly.
Yeah.
But it does seem like Trump is really focused on the market and really focused on the stock. And like, that's his gauge of like how he's doing is the stock market. So there is the expectation he's not going to let the market fall too much, or he's going to like pump it up. So as an investor, I'm optimistic, but you know, sometimes I don't know if America's creating too many enemies, if we're like too hostile, if we're like not playing along with other countries. But then again, like he probably knows way more than I'm a dude, just a dude making YouTube videos. Like I don't know about global politics and like how it actually works behind the scenes. Because I'm sure like there's got to be so much out there that most people just have no clue about.
What do you think? Because you had Nick Shirley on, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, like about all the fraud stuff that he's uncovered.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing: when you look at that in isolation, like $100 million, $200 million, $300 million of fraud is a lot of money. But when you look at it in the big picture, it's like that gets spent like in a day.
Yeah.
And so when you think of like, are you going to be picking pennies off the floor, or are you going to try to save like $100? Like it's probably better to save the $100. And so even though he's pointing these things out and there is a lot of waste, when you think of how much is being wasted over the year, I mean, it's so little, unfortunately. So like then where do you start? Do you start with like the big things? Like I think Social Security, like that is a mess waiting to happen. I think there's a lot of other things that could probably be cut that'll save like 20 times this, but we should also be focusing on the lower end stuff too.
Yeah.
There's no good way to fix a problem without, in my opinion, doing something like a digital dollar that is tracked. Like you'll have to get rid of all privacy to be able to fully crack down on fraud.
Do you think they'll ever do that?
Yeah, I do. I think it's a matter like what I think is going to happen is that at birth, all of us will have like a wallet, like a digital wallet, like a Social Security number.
Yeah.
And they'll be able to track every dollar that comes into and out of your wallet. China's doing something like this.
Yeah.
And you could track. So like if you send me $1, it's going to know you sent me $1.
Right.
Where did you get the dollar? You got the dollar from over there. Where did they get they got? And it'll track exactly where every dollar is going. So by the time it ends up to me, the IRS is going to say, hey, you got this dollar. What's it for? Oh, it's for, he's paying me back for lunch. Okay, well, then we could see that you spent $1 on lunch. It'll be able to trace everything. And probably with AI, it'd be so good that it would know what's a business expense.
They can categorize them and everything easy.
That's
exactly
too much power for the IRS.
Yeah, but they're probably going to be utilizing AI anyway in like 5 years. Like my worry is that they're going to start, because they have budget constraints and they're not hiring as much people. My worry is that they're going to use AI to like bridge that gap. And as we know, AI is really glitchy in the beginning, and you have these like periods of overcorrection where it's too aggressive. Like YouTube is a great example, not to compare YouTube with the IRS, but YouTube's AI systems have gotten so sensitive that they flag more than they don't because they're learning. Who's to say that wouldn't happen with the IRS? That they're like going to be way more sensitive and then they dial it back a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like, that's what I worry about, is that we're going to enter a phase where AI audits. It's all going to be AI audits.
Yeah. What do you think then where something like Bitcoin comes into play and can kind of, I don't know, help people just stay more private?
Yeah, but Bitcoin is terrible for transacting. I mean, you could store something in Bitcoin and like, I'd be like, yo, Ryan, you want a Bitcoin? I'll give you. But like, if you ever want to spend that on something significant, like if someone's selling a house, they're probably not going to do it in Bitcoin. They're probably going to want you to sell the Bitcoin or take the Bitcoin and then they're going to sell it and they're going to be stuck with the same tax bill.
Yeah.
So I think it helps a very small degree, but I mean, recently they're taking Bitcoin, I believe, or cryptocurrency for like oil tankers right now through the Strait. So like, Yeah, there could be some use cases for it, but I think here in the US,
It's always like its main use case has always been either as an investment or as like hiding money.
maybe store of value. You could argue.
Well, yeah, investment, store value.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
What about alternative investments? It seems like Pokemon cards,
hypey.
dinosaur bones, like all these things are going to be, more valuable later rather than like.
Maybe. But here's the thing. What worries me right now is that the way people are treating Pokemon cards today is the same stuff that I heard about NFTs in 2021.
Oh.
The same things, the same sort of, we got to buy now because it's going to be worth more in the future. You don't get how, but some of these cards are not as rare as people expect. I know they see the population reports, but like the newer, the vintage is seeing its own sort of resurgence right now. But I'm talking, there's a lot of newer cards there that like went from $1,000 to like $20,000 in a year. No sense. Other than some schmuck is going to pay me.
I saw your boy Kevin O'Leary was like wanting to buy all the sports cards.
I'm sure there are certain cards out there that are anomalies.
Yeah.
I worry right now today, it's too frothy. And that's not to say maybe it doubles from here. Like, I have no clue. But like just from anytime I see people euphoric about like, oh, I got to put my money in this because it's going to keep going up and I could have 10x'd already, but I didn't do it. Let me do it. It seems bad.
Yeah.
And so the time to invest is when like everyone's like, oh, fuck this. It's kind of like, it's boring. Like when I started buying some Pokemon cards in 2020, and it was when Logan Paul made his first video before his pack unboxing. And I was like, oh shit, that's cool. I totally forgot about these things. And so I'd go on eBay and just snipe listings. And I got the whole set, base, jungle, gym heroes, Japanese mint condition. And I think I paid total for all of them like $1,200. So I have no idea what they're worth now.
Yeah,
but there's no way it's not 1,200, way more than 1,200. But then when prices started going up, like I remember they hit a peak. They went back down in 2022. And that's when you started seeing first edition Charizards sell again for like 175 to 220. And they were selling at like 450. And I was like, well, that's the time to buy when they've come down and people have moved on.
Yeah.
How much did Logan sell his card for? Yeah.
16
million for one card? That's crazy.
But it's not worth 16. Here's my personal take on it. The two buyers who were bidding it up both had alternative uses for the card where the card would serve as marketing for either fractionalization or some sort of business. So you have to think, if the card hypothetically is worth 10, they paid $6 million to be able to fractionalize it. Yeah. And of the 6, great marketing, great publicity, worldwide exposure. Yeah. They'll make the money back. So they overpaid for that.
Yeah. It's like when a business overpays to acquire another business because it's like a strategic, deal. It's like, dude, we're going to make way more than, like, it's irrelevant.
What did you think of the Logan Paul interview? Because I saw the comments on that one and they were like super negative.
Logan has been really kind. And I know anything I say in favor of Logan, people, well, he's a scammer. All I'm going to say with that is that, any accusations or anything, you really just have to I feel like everyone is lumped together and it's like this herd mentality of like, oh, he's a scammer because I heard he's a scammer and because someone said this or over here. But like a lot of the stuff I've read about him is untrue. Like just objectively untrue, and you could only like start disproving things for, like, you say this thing is untrue and you prove it, and then like this thing comes out and it's like disprove that, and then this thing. It's like, how long could you just respond to things until eventually it's like, okay, fuck it, like, not worth it.
I was actually, you were talking about the algorithm. It made me think because I saw some people posting about Mr. Beast, and I know you know him, and like his views are down, compared to the peak, like. And I've heard him even say like, yeah, we're going to try and create some new formats and do some different things. Do you think it's just a mechanism of like every format just eventually gets played out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. It's got to be tough to be Mr. Beast though. When you're at the top of the game like that and everything you do is critiqued and everything you do has to be so meticulous. And then you're not just dealing with like you and some buddies, you're dealing with a whole company. You're dealing with people whose lives depend on you doing well and like who are employed by, like, the amount of pressure that he has to go through while at the same time doing Beast Games. I think he's working on like Beast Games 3 and doing Feastables, like everything he's doing. I can't imagine the pressure to then be creative at the same time. Like that's got to be, I don't know how on earth he does it.
So do you think Mr. Beast fell off?
No. No, not at all. I mean, when you look up, dude, objectively, he's like the king of the world. I mean, I don't think there's a falling off for like Mr. Beast. Even if his video views go down like 20%, it's like, who cares? They're up so much anyway. Like he's getting a country's views in like a few days. And yeah, everyone who says he fell off, they're like in their mom's basement, like eating Oreos. Mr. Beast fell off. And they're just like, dude, what the fuck? I mean, come on, man. Like, no, seriously, like anyone who's doing shit never says, oh, look at Mr. Beast's views are down.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like I think you really got to take a look at your life if you're criticizing other people. Like,
wasn't there a guy on your podcast that was like criticizing Mr. Beast? Yeah. I saw that
guy.
I saw a clip of that. I was like, good for Graham for stepping up.
Yeah, because there's so much out there that's just untrue about people. But what
was he saying that you countered him on?
He said he was like a psychopath or like a sociopath or something like that. Yeah. He's like, you could tell with his eyes that he doesn't smile, and like he only does it for content. It's just like it's such bullshit.
Steve
like,
he did the same thing with Logan Paul. He tried to call out Mr. Beast.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's just because it's easy to hop on these trains. Like it's so easy if you want to fit in with a group.
Yeah.
Logan Paul's a scammer and Mr. Beast is a psychopath, and everyone's like, "Oh man," you just get applause for it. It's like the victim mentality. Yeah. And you're like, "Oh, guess what happened to me, man? This morning at this and this and this," and you get sympathy, and people are like, "Oh man, that sucks. Oh, you'll do it, man. Oh, you're the best," but it's fake.
Yeah,
it's fake. People just put on the front because it makes you feel good.
That's how I feel about supporting Trump.
But if you, but if you say anything positive about him, it's just like it's unpopular, and it puts you in a position of being like attacked for saying that, and no one wants to be criticized.
Yeah. If I say anything good about Trump, we get like super negative comments, like crazy negative comments.
Yeah.
You're going to have it. You're going to have it, man. If you're doing anything, you're going to have a section of people who really dislike you, and you can't change it. But what I found is that, like, I forget who said this. Like, I'm stealing this from someone else. But there's a saying, like, most people are really just like neutral about you, and you'll have like your core fans here and the core people who will hate you. But most people just going about their lives are level-headed. They got stuff going on.
Yeah.
They're busy to like think about someone else.
Yeah.
And that's most of it.
Did Clavicular give you anything for looks maxing?
Yeah, he told me I needed a double jaw surgery, a tan. A tan is a big one.
There's a tanning peptide you could take.
Yeah, I've seen those. I'm not taking.
You could be black. Man. You could be black now. We just had a guy on that told us it's called mellow something.
Yeah.
There's so much. There's so much you could do. Is dumb to be doing pet. Like, it just seems to me like 20 years from now, we're going to look back and be like, what were we thinking? You were injecting, you were doing that.
It's reels about like people saying like they don't drink Coca-Cola, but they'll take some random Chinese medicines.
It's insane. I think we would just be better off not drinking Coca-Cola. And if you're going to, probably tanning is bad for you. Just being out in the sun.
Like,
but no, really, when you think about like being exposed to UV rays, like it's probably better for you not. Like, remember in the Victorian era where being pale was seen as like superior,
but their average
because you weren't like
not long.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it used to be a luxury to be pale because you weren't out there working in the sun all day.
I get that.
And like
they also died at 50 years old.
Well, because they also viewed being overweight as also a sign of being wealth and prosperity because you could afford to overeat
and be fat.
Yeah. So maybe there's a middle ground in there where you could be pale, but then also but not overeat.
Yeah. Well, the sun gives you vitamin D, which everyone's deficient.
So I take the supplement of vitamin D. I was deficient in vitamin D.
Yeah, everyone's deficient in vitamin D.
Yeah, but I've been taking the supplement.
So you take a fake thing instead of the real thing that gives you vitamin D.
How do we know it's the fake thing?
Vitamin D is a supplement that someone made.
Why is that fake?
No, I'm just saying though, like if you don't want to take a peptide, it's the same thing. It's a synthetic version of the real thing.
It's not the same
listen, I got to research that. I'm not gonna argue with you because you might be right, but it also seems silly to me that like I take omega-3s too. You can't tell me that like that's not just the real thing, just distilled down into an omega-3 vitamin.
But the other argument would be, well, just eat fish. You know, like that's the natural way to get omega-3.
I mean, that would probably be ideal.
Yeah.
As long as you're not eating enough fish to raise your mercury, which is another, you know, but that's fix one and you
it's the same argument for peptides. It's like, you're taking just this quick version of it because I don't want to go do the real thing.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen to that kid clavicular. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, I think he's ascending right now. Like he's definitely
What does that mean?
he's on the upswing. So he's money maxing right now and he's ascending.
He's money
Okay.
maxing. Let's go.
So I
That's
think
what you've always been doing.
yeah, because I can't really hype max, but I can money max.
Yeah.
And I
like-
could gesture max, which are the three things. So I
don't
gesture
know what
max
hype
and
maxing is.
hype maxing
Yeah.
would be if I get the leg breaking surgery to then raise my height.
Oh, height maxing.
Yeah, hype maxing.
Oh, I thought you said hype.
No, hype maxing.
You
yeah.
need a lot of hype maxing.
Yeah. So the height maxing thing is off the table, but I could gesture max, which I've never heard of, but I said to him,
What is that?
so I said to him, I said, listen, I think like looks wise, you're fine. Height max, you're fine. But I think your personality could be boosted a little bit because it's dry.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, you mean gesture maxing? I was like, that's what it is. He's like, yeah, that's when you just kind of like, you're a jester. Like, I've never heard that before, but yeah, I guess that's what it is.
New era.
You hype yourself up
Jester.
and you improve yourself for being charismatic.
Yeah.
Gesture maxing.
How old is he?
He's young, dude. He's 20.
He's already on TRT and
I feel
Vegas.
21 or 22.
I honestly feel bad for him because I feel like in like 2 to 5 years, it's like taking steroids and sleeping around and getting arrested and like all this stuff catches up to you.
You know what? In your 20s, you could recover from that. And like,
From taking drugs, like
yeah, you
Even
could.
people who've taken.
yeah, there's a
you
lot
could
of
recover
young
from that.
people that have heart attacks and strokes.
Oh, listen,
and all this-
I will say my impression of him was that he's not doing drugs recreationally. He's not doing drugs to like,
He's doing performance enhancing.
yes,
drugs.
but he's not doing, he was joking about like he's on crystal meth, but like he's not doing that to get high. He's,
think I
he's doing
saw
that in
some-
certain,
and no, you know, I don't know him. I don't obviously have no insight, but I saw some clips of him talking about people saying, "Oh, we have drugs," and I've been in the party scene when I was younger, and like,
Yeah.
that's just a big road of regret in like
What
2 to
is-
5
how
years.
he's
know
blown
how-
up, dude.
I
Yeah.
wonder how these streamers are like, a guy like him is like spending so much money on clips and everything else. And there's no way he's making that much money. To like, make it
I
make
don't
sense.
know how much he was making. I think he said on the podcast, I think it was like $50,000+ a month. I think
Right.
he said
And
on the podcast.
The amount of clips he's got going on, there's no way that it's financially making
but some of those clippers, in fairness, will clip his content because they get views.
Yeah, it's for free.
yeah,
He's
they'll
not
do it
paying
for
them.
free.
Got it.
Some of that
They
is.
just
I don't know
take
how
the
much
stuff and just flip it and
Then they
But-
keep all the revenue.
Yeah.
yeah.
But my thought, man, he could be making a fortune, and I think he's got. It's probably at least several years ahead of him where he could be making a lot of money. And my thing to him was just like, just be smart about it, just save it.
Yeah.
Like regardless of what, like he could set himself up for life, just a few good years of saving as long as he doesn't blow it. And he seems like he's level-headed enough to not blow his money.
Is he saving or no?
I don't know.
I just worry about the drugs.
Yeah.
I don't worry about
Because the
that. I just worry
because
about
the
the
thing
drugs.
is, like we were talking about like taxes and stuff. He didn't know how much he would spend in taxes. Why? Well, because he just started making this money.
Yeah,
like
he hadn't had to
6
worry about
months ago, he was making nothing, and now it went from nothing to like probably 6 figures a month at this point.
Yeah.
So like he doesn't know.
Yeah.
So I just hope he's putting
I
half
saw
away.
somebody posted a clip of you guys with Sophie Rain.
Yeah.
And she had no clue about anything for her money.
Yeah, people said that she's playing dumb. I got the genuine.
You guys felt like she wasn't.
No, I get to, because we talk off camera too. It's not like they just show up and we film and they put on an act. Like beforehand, we'll hang out. Afterwards, we'll hang out. We'll genuinely talk to her. It seemed like the amount of money that she made was so overwhelming. Like to be that young and to make so much money so quickly, I think most people would be unequipped to handle that.
Yeah.
Or to be able to comprehend that. And my understanding with her is that it just seems as though the money goes into an account. She's unaware of it. Someone else is handling the back end of that. And she does not know how much. That's my impression. Now, if she's putting on an act, she fooled me. I got the impression she was not putting on an act. And she seemed genuinely curious to look into the matters further.
Yeah.
But I would be concerned if her net worth was $20 million.
Yeah, based on what she says she makes.
Yeah. I think 40 million, worst case.
You think
Worst
that's what
case.
she's worth?
Yeah. Because she made $83 million gross from OnlyFans.
Oh my!
It was 100 million gross, 83 net.
Wow.
Then you have to think taxes, expenses, management, fees, just everything else that goes into that, which meant she probably has left over 40 after like taxes and everything, like half, let's just say. But if some of that was invested, maybe 45. So I think like 45 has got to be the best case. If she's like aggressively investing.
Does she have a big
65?
team on that, or did you walk through her business?
We did, and I can't for the life of me remember. I don't think she had a bit. She just told us that like she works like 1 week of the month, gets the whole month worth of content, and then strategically will post. And it's often her like responding on Twitter herself.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I know she spent $200,000 at Coachella this weekend. So like, I don't think you're spending $200,000 if you're worth $5 million. There's no way. But her income is also really high. So even if worst case she is worth $5 million, but she's making $3 million a month, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
At all.
A lot of young guys still watch you and everything else that are getting started. Like, what do you think is the best thing for them? Because they're walking into a world where maybe like they're not getting hired for jobs anymore because they're coming out of college and we're not hiring these entry level white collar things that we used to. Like, what advice do you have for these young dudes?
I think you really just got to figure out what you want to do with your life and like what you are excited about. Because like you could tell me, oh, you know, work this job. Like I wouldn't be happy if I wasn't just like on my own schedule doing my own thing.
Yeah, you're
so
an
I think
entrepreneur.
it really just depends on what motivates you and what wakes you up every day. Like I truly think anything that you like, as long as you have an acumen for business to some degree, you can make money from it. Like I see a lot of artists that I'll follow on Instagram that just do incredible artwork and they document the process of their art. And they'll post the video and it'll get like hundreds of thousands of views. And they'll sell the art piece because it's so popular for like $10,000 to $20,000. Like I see some of these dudes that now sell their artwork for like $50,000. And I know because I see their art and I appreciate it and I reach out and then I'm like, oh fuck, that's way more expensive. That's I'm thinking, okay, like $5,000.
Yeah.
$50,000 to $100,000 for like a piece. Now, granted, they put a lot of time in, but it's so cool. And
yeah, you're like kudos to you.
Dude,
that's
the
awesome.
fact that they could make a business out of art, and to be able to do that 20 years ago would be pretty much impossible without going through like art galleries and you know, schmoozing people and then getting like ripped off.
Yeah.
So like any business you want I think utilizing social media is probably one of the best ways to advertise it. Beyond that though, Grant Cardone had an interesting one. I'm sure you've seen it, that clip of him promoting like to be an AI expert and to go into businesses, like set them up with an AI agent and automation. I think if you're actually good at that, I can't see how that wouldn't make you, you know, a few $100,000 a year.
And now people are like, Grant doesn't know what he's talking about. These people would never do it. And I'm like, yes, they would.
Yeah.
Like, dude, we ain't trying to learn all that. You know, certain people, like, of course they'll hire a young kid to do that.
Yeah. Like, I think the easiest one is probably the businesses when you call them after hours, that there's just no one to talk to, and just like routing them even to an AI agent. You could just take down your name, number, and just make sure someone calls back, a live person within 30 minutes. My gosh, like all the, like sometimes I've had to call like plumbers or electricians like odd hours and just leave a message and you go on to the next one, and then someone picks up. Whoever picks up gets the business.
Yeah.
So it's just picking up the phone.
Yeah. Well, cool, bro. It's always good seeing you, man.
Thank you.
Awesome
I like your watch, by the way. Is it?
Thank you.
What Omega is that?
I don't know. Seamaster. Omega Seamaster.
When'd you get it?
About 8 months ago when I started the golf business.
Really?
So it was to celebrate the success of the golf business.
Do you engrave it at the back or no?
Yeah. Actually, on the back, I have M19 and my name and stuff like that. You can't see it from here. Oh yeah, it says M19 founder.
I love it.
Yeah.
I like the green of the strap.
Yeah, I do.
Was that because of like the golf course green?
Yep. The logo is this green and yellow, so it all just matches.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and I like it. It's sporty. You can golf with it.
Yeah.
You know.
You know what you should do when you get 1,000 members? Get the Patek Nautilus, the green dial one.
Patek Nautilus. I'll look it up. Oh, I know which one that is. Yeah. It's like very circular. Like it's not
kind of circular, but it's got like a few little like edges around it. It's got a rubber strap, but it's green. It's got a green dial. Because it looks similar, but that would be like that's the Big Daddy,
the bougie version,
the next level up.
Yeah,
but it's subdued enough where it's still like a sleeper watch.
Yeah, no, I know exactly which one you're talking about. Well, dude, always good hanging, man.
Thank you.
We'll catch you guys on the next episode. Peace. Hey, thanks for watching the last episode. If you enjoyed it, make sure you catch the next episode that's playing right now.